Konnichiwa.
Where's my soda at? Shalom. I'll be right back. Let me grab my soda.
Where started the recording?
Alright, one sec. I will take my drink, and then I'll talk. How about this? You answer me a question real quick, and we'll get us started with that.
Cool. Wait, ask a question, or you ask the question?
You asked a question about me, because I already talked about what I said yesterday in the message. So, you give me questions, and then I'll give you opinions of mine, and I'll share. You know.
Cool. What's your opinion on the American law system? Because we were having this conversation. But where the fuck did he? What the fuck?
Turn around.
Oh, I thought you just
Nothing bad
vanished.
with it. Not really. The American law system is a little bit... I would say, in my opinion, it's fine. Nothing's really going on with it.
I'm gonna point out a
much.
thing that this man taught me. There's a genuine, like a genuine thing you can claim in a court of law in the USA called gay panic claim. You are legally allowed to claim a self-defense if you shoot someone because you think they're gay. You're legally allowed to claim self-defense. I think that's scuffed.
Okay, I didn't understand that was a rule, I'm afraid. I didn't look into that one. I looked into the rules, but not that one. That one's
I've
just
noticed there's a lot of
overshot,
weird
I guess.
American laws that are a bit iffy.
There is a lot of weird ones, and then we have ones that are actually needed.
What's your opinion on the guns then? Because I feel like I've heard it from everyone else, but I want to what's your opinion on the guns?
Okay, that's something I can definitely understand. That's something I could definitely say while giving the cock to the head like a dog.
Like,
sorry.
What's your opinion on like the? Would you say that they are, for the reason most people defend them? Because a lot of the reason people defend them is for self-defense. Do you think that like self-defense? Because personally, I believe that there's other ways you can defend yourself. Like, you don't need a gun to defend yourself.
Ways. True. But not all of us are expert fighters. And sometimes a little protection from something that's ranged could be nice. And depends. Depends on how many people are breaking into the house. Depends on how many people are you. True, you don't technically need to have a gun. You don't really need it. That shouldn't be a law. But, think about it, Logi. If there's 4 people breaking inside your house, even if you didn't have a gun, and they didn't have a gun, it's 4 against 1.
Uh-huh.
Alright? What if it's just you? Like, I'm asking you a question now. What would it be if it was just you?
In that situation, I would immediately call, well, for what we'd have the police. I would immediately call them, and I would stay out the way. But like, I wouldn't go out with a firearm because there's 4 people. And remember, this is a firearm. Remember, a firearm is, no matter how good of a shot you are, a firearm's a firearm. You shoot someone, you could kill that person. And as like, I don't care. Like, if someone's breaking into my house, I still don't think that they deserve to die. I wouldn't want to have the blood on my hands of shooting someone.
It's necessarily you point at them and tell them to get out of the house.
But there's 4 of them, and 1 of you, like you said. If you have a gun, and also with the laws in America, they could also very easily have a gun. True. And if it's 1 person with a gun and 4 people with a gun, you know, like,
true.
Like if you
I was saying, sorry, I should have been more specific, but I was saying it what if like the gun law didn't exist? I'm saying what if the gun law didn't exist?
If the law on legal guns, 4 people without guns, 1 person without gun, I would call the police and stay out the way.
True.
And then if they found me and were threatening me, by the time that they've got to me, the police should have arrived. And this is under the assumption that was 4-on-1. If it was 1-on-1, 1 person without a gun, 1 person with a gun, you clap them. Simple as. Beat the living daylights out of them.
Yep, it is definitely simple. It's simple. It's just numbering. The gun law is confusing, in my opinion. I know I've explained why. Yeah. I know I've kind of explained to you the gun law needs to be there, but in another opinion, confusing in a way. Like, I understand what you mean. It's
Mm.
confusing. Um, sorry, I'm just trying to collect my thoughts here. I think
Hang on, oh, sorry, I'll let you finish.
no, that's fine. You already go ahead. It's fine. I could just speak
Oh,
right after you.
okay.
It sounds quick, so
What do you think of petty crimes, them being shot? People who commit petty crimes. What do you think of police shooting them people?
Like I'll
clarify more.
scenario. Some person's like shoplifted and started running away, and the police respond with, I don't know, like capping them.
Uh,
Violence, more violence than it needs to be.
Fair enough. What like if you saw that on like the if you saw that on the news, like what would you say?
Well, you're gonna have to repeat the question again because half the time my VR is fucked up, so it like didn't hear
If
you.
say someone were stole from a shop, right, and ran away, and the police responded by, like, I don't know, shooting them in the leg and they fall over, right? Would you,
Okay.
and you saw that on the news, that was on the news, and you saw
I
that,
would say
how
that
would
would
you
not
say?
be necessary. A cop shooting someone in the leg, that would not be necessary if they're shoplifting. They
Fair
cause no
enough.
harm to others, and they pretty much are just running away with like stolen goods. It's pointless to shoot someone in the leg again, unarmed, but they're just running away with something.
Hmm.
So I would think that would be stupid for them to shoot someone in the leg. I would think
Wait,
that'd be dumb.
well, here's another question. What's your opinion on the use of guns in the police? So, like, the provision of guns, because here in the UK, police don't have guns. Police don't have weapons. The closest thing that police have to weapons is in prison officers are allowed to carry small knives in the event that a prisoner has some form of makeshift shank and threaten them with it. If they need to defend themselves, they've got a small knife. I think that's the other than people who are professionally licensed, because police officers can get professionally licensed. Some police officers can be given like rights, like given a license to carry a firearm, which I've seen before when I was in the Metro Centre. There was some, because I was recently after the Paris terrorist attacks. There was police who were patrolling with AR-15s walking around. So that was a thing. But other than that, I've never. I like. It's very uncommon to see a police officer with a gun in America. Don't most police officers get a small arms as like a?
Yeah, they get a small pistol. They get a
What's your
pistol by their
opinion on
side.
that? Do you think that's necessary?
Yeah, pretty much. I think. I don't know. I
Do you
feel
think
like
it's necessarily
America's kind of been.
because of the gun laws and that therefore more people have guns? Because it's like a vicious cycle, isn't it? People have guns, therefore people need to get guns to defend themselves from the people with the guns. Therefore, more people get guns,
Yeah,
and it's a vicious cycle of everyone gets a gun eventually because they need to
true.
defend themselves from
It
people
is.
with guns. It and that makes it a vicious cycle. But getting personally, I believe, I really, it's not, obviously it wouldn't be as simple as just getting rid of the law. You'd have to do recall because that happens in actually the UK. Like I think it's every couple of years they do a dangerous weapons recall where they usually go into schools or around places and they'll just say you can bring a one of like if it's a weapon that was that isn't for like display because like if, I would love to have like a display sword like a claymore that I have display on my wall, but like if you have a weapon that is not just for display that you carry around and you want to get rid of it for either the safety of yourself or others, you are legally allowed to take it there. You will not be asked your name or anything. You can take it to a nearest police station, give it there, and walk away. You don't get asked your name, anything like that. You don't get any arrested. You can just give your weapon or whatever away and leave. I'd say that would be a good way to recall guns from most people, because I reckon a lot of law. Because I don't know if it's just a stereotype, because I've never been to the USA, but I imagine a lot of people, if the government made a law where it was no more guns, a lot of the law-abiding citizens would hand in their guns. What's your What would you say that like the reason why essentially what I'm saying is would you say that if the police if those laws didn't exist, would you say it'd be fair like the police didn't have to have guns or didn't need to have guns? Would you say
It'd be
that would be a
interesting
valid
to
reason?
see. I would say I really don't know. I would have to really see it in action for me to really make a decision
Fair
saying if
enough.
it should stay like that. Because it's really hard to already make an answer because a lot of things can go sideways real quick in America.
Hmm, fair enough. But I think like a good
I don't know if the UK is kind of. Sorry,
no,
you
I
want to
was just
go
I
or
was
I
gonna
can
quickly
go?
say a good example of that was the recent storm on the I can't remember what it's called, but like the recent storm that
Yeah,
happened, people had
yeah,
lots of guns. There was lots of guns. That could have turned if right because of how many people there. If one person had just shot, that could have killed like 3 people. I'd say that was
yeah,
a really risky. I think everyone there should have been arrested and had their guns confiscated if they had a gun on them, because it's the equivalent of running around a schoolyard with a knife out in your hand. Like it'd be
yeah.
so
You wouldn't
easy
want
to
to
hit
do that because
someone.
it. Yeah,
Like I feel that's a good example of like dumb people with guns.
it's like a child running with a knife.
Like it's
Pretty
just
much is
dumb
what you're
people with
saying.
guns, and I think is the problem. Like I think if there is to be guns, because there is a problem with guns, make it harder to get a license. People with people
True.
with people who can't decide from right and wrong, so say a person with schizophrenia shouldn't be allowed a gun because they can't decide from right and wrong. Like obviously I know there already is, but like you can't give like a 10-year-old a Glock like because a child they don't know what to do with it. If anything, if you gave a child a gun, they're probably going to shoot their friend with it because it's funny. Like
True.
there's all those things, and like it should be way
Fair
harder
point.
to get a license because I've noticed it's not that hard. Like in some states, you don't even need a license.
Yeah, you don't.
Like that's
I would
mad to
say,
me.
just real quick, I would say for like a little theory, in my opinion, I just want to add like a new rule to your thing.
Hmm.
What if people didn't even have guns and literally police did? Because there are police officers like my dad, for example,
Hmm.
that are actually good at doing their job compared to some people around the thing. Because there
Yeah.
is some people, law enforcement, that are actually good at their job and not, lazy and, all the
Oh
shitty
yeah,
stuff they did
obviously.
back then when I would say people that aren't in like any enforcements, like law enforcements, military, should not be able to use a gun whatsoever.
Fair enough,
It
because
should be
that's
illegal for people.
it's very similar. Because in the UK, it's you're allowed a gun legally, but it's incredibly hard to get a license. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of training that needs like months worth of training that needs to go involved, and you need to be able to prove if you have any form of criminal even if you have like simple things as like fines, you're not allowed to carry a gun because it shows irresponsibility, and I think that makes sense. In the UK, I obviously, like I said, police officers. I think the closest thing police officers have to guns is the prong tasers, the ones where obviously you shoot it and then the prongs come out.
Tasers are definitely should be. I would
I'd say
actually that
tasers
would
are a
be a
good
really
self
good idea
defense
actually.
because tasers
Tasers are definitely good.
obviously there's some people like there's some brutes of people who can withstand a taser, but the average person can't withstand a taser. Like if some dude is
I
breaking into your house, I doubt that they're immune to taser. Obviously there's certain preventions. A lot of people would wear like thick clothing and stuff to prevent from that, but like still, if someone has to wear thick clothing to prevent from a taser, I highly doubt that they've got weapons on them. Like I feel like I feel like tasers and stuff like it's like handheld tasers. I think that's actually a thing in the UK. You're not allowed to have tasers. I think people should be allowed to carry tasers because it's a good self defense. Like it stuns the person. It doesn't kill the person unless you're really done with it and you like hold it on them for ages. But that's just the irresponsibility of the person using the taser. I think tasers would make sense to be
yeah,
legal.
but I just want to think something real quick. This could be a law, but let's just think outside the box. What about the
Hmm.
people? What about the people? We seen what happens when we take something away. They
Yeah.
start something, and the things start breaking.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Could it be possible, am I saying? Yes, it could be possible. Your theory could be correct. We could just all use tasers and we all would be better. Less deaths would happen.
Hmm.
But more deaths could happen because people won't fucking...
See,
Sorry.
I
Should I
agree.
even
No,
swear? Should I...
it doesn't.
Do
It
you
doesn't
not...
make a
Do you want me
difference.
not to swear, by the
It
way?
doesn't make a massive. If you can
In
avoid
your...
doing it, it's fine. But like if you do it, it doesn't make a huge difference.
Okay.
It ain't gonna affect anything. See, I can agree
Well,
with that. That like the people are gonna cause a problem because that's I think that's probably the reason why they haven't enforced anything yet. Less so for a lack of want to, but more so from a lack of like you saw what happened with like the whole like storming on the whole storm thing. That that was just like people who had an opinion. Never mind people who are gonna get stuff taken off them. So fair enough. I can agree on that. That would be probably the main issue.
uh... Okay, so... That, let's kind of just back away from this whole
Fair enough.
outside thing. Because last time, as I talked on phone, we didn't really even talk on phone, we
Yeah,
just
we
messaged
messaged
each
for like
other,
5 minutes, but yeah, that question.
but...
Yeah,
that question of the pretty much supernatural shit.
yeah.
Like, the whole God theory and stuff.
Mhm.
So, well, this has been like a folk's tale from Indians or something. It's been in
Mhm.
Indian tribes or, actually, it's been from Indian tribes to the day and age that there was cowboys,
Yeah.
lawmen, shit.
So
There was
yeah.
something called the Black Wolf.
Mhm.
Black Wolf would usually represent, greed, hate, in a way. Uh, and how I see it, when people... Sorry,
Carry on.
something scared me. I just thought, was that a little kid, or
Yeah,
what do you think? Oh,
it
no,
was a little
it was
kid.
him.
It was that child.
Oh.
Oh, hi. Hi, guys.
Konnichiwa.
I'm late.
Okay, right, carry on.
Remember from last time? You remember me, right?
I don't remember the
Yeah,
kid.
I remember,
I remember
the
him
small child.
because... the very small
Do you remember
child.
the small child now?
Anyway, right, carry on. Yes, Black Wolf. Greed, hate.
Wait,
So, one of my supernatural theories is the fact that the Black Wolf only shows up if it's something bad that you did and you're not owning up for it. Like, years on years of not owning up to it. It could just be, just a little sign that you're going through a phase. Maybe it's like a phase teenager thing.
Mhm.
I mean, but how rarely do you hear someone say, I saw a black wolf in my dream.
I never hear that.
You would hear on the internet if it was true, though. But, let's just say, yeah, I definitely met him, by the way. I just want to pause a second. I actually met him because I just checked that I have a pending friend with him.
I don't remember the kid, but yes,
He was here probably yesterday.
probably.
It's, see,
He's still
man, I kind of
behind me.
abandoned this theory.
I
He's been
forgot
there
you're
for a
there.
while.
Just
He's
sit
been there for
there.
a little bit.
Would have to stand there behind me.
It's creepy.
Right, carry on.
He's like, I want to watch you as you talk.
Right,
Even
carry on.
closer.
Oh, fucking... Please stop. I've got him blocked, so I don't know if you can hear me. Please stop. Batskinton. Please stop shooting me.
Baxton, stop. It's Baxton. It's sorry. Let's just fucking, okay, so, the folk's tale, Black Wolf, yeah. So, well, for me, it's been going on for about, like, a good old 3 days. Well, not 3 days, it's been going on more than that. It's been going on 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna not admit that I may have done stuff before that I'm not very proud of, but they weren't they weren't like super bad, but
Mm-hmm.
the odd thing is, this doesn't just happen to me, because one of my friends also said they met something in their dream that was a wolf as well.
Mm-hmm.
I had details like you, I did some journaling, I did my own studies. This this wolf, I feel like, symbolizes more than just greed and something else. It's like it's like a funny thing saying like creepy pastas exist. I mean, they probably don't. You don't really see it. I mean, you see like fake chances like you see like fake chances like Slenderman or like Smile Dog or something.
Mm-hmm.
But fucking it's just some other dude. I get invites all day. Sorry, I'm really tired today. I would love to
It's
explain
fine.
more of this. Matter of fact, I have to actually go soon.
Oh well, that's fine. But I have a question for you then. Do you believe in like, not believe in, but do you think there's a possibility of like paranormal slash supernatural things, so like
Yes,
afterlives and ghosts and the things along those lines, folklore
I
and
do
It's not
believe
just
the
stuff.
it's
afterlife, but I
Carry
also
on.
think about recreation. Oh, oh, you want to go? Do you
Carry
want to
on.
it's a, I was gonna say
go? This awkward stare.
I was just I was gonna say that it might
He's
it might
panicking. He's panicking.
I was gonna say it might not just be a dark abyss. When,
Okay, carry on.
I'm saying it might not just be a dark abyss when we die, like you think. I think. Like
Yeah, that's
the
what
It
I
could
think.
be a recreation of animals, but that would be
Mm.
like. Can I really quickly say this? I feel like recreation is the thing, though. To be honest, because there could be a small chance for your soul to come back into something else. Not a person, not technically, but maybe an animal of some sorts. Because it's happened in a while. It's happened before, like some weird shit like a dog fucking does. Like some weird shit. You hear some dogs, you say people like that and that. But have you... God, I'm trying to collect my thoughts because this is an interesting topic to talk about, supernatural paranoia stuff.
Yeah,
But it's hard to really grasp, like, the bits and stuff when you die.
yeah. See, my opinion on it, like my thought process and how I feel like it goes. I personally think that like like I said yesterday, I'm a very logical thinker. So in my head, I just feel like there's a nothingness. Like I feel that when you die, that is just it. I feel like that's just the solidarity of everything stops. You stop, and everything else carries on around you. Like the world moves on, everything carries on. I think it's just you stop, and that's my opinion on it. That's what I think.
Hmm. True. And that is a good theory.
That,
Or
that's my
you
thought on
could
it.
just be reliving memories.
See, I
Because you're
always
dead now. You could be reliving all the good memories, and it could be an infinite loop of you reliving all the good memories, but
fuck,
then leading up to that one point where you died.
fucking hell. If the
Could be
good
from a
memories are
murder.
me being like very mentally hurt by a person, I had a really naff life after like this. Because if that's a good memory, bloody hell, everything's going downhill from here.
Well, no, it could just be taking off bits and pricks. Now, here's the thing, though. Heaven doesn't look like white puffy clouds, because, I don't know, this might not be true. I saw this from a guy's show, but it could be possibilities where heaven is just a place that you feel the most comfortable thing around. Now, I wanted to say this yesterday, but I can totally forgot about it.
Hmm.
I wanted to say it because it was an interesting topic, and I wanted to say it, but I
Hmm.
completely forgot. So I'm gonna say it now before I leave. What if heaven isn't where God, like, were you able to see angels and God? But this could mean, like, in another scientific theory as well, where your soul just kind of just goes and wraps around itself and puts you in a place that you feel most comfortable in.
Mm.
Maybe it isn't a black void. Maybe it's just a comfortable place that you're used to be. Like, what would be your comfort zone? And
Uh,
yours?
could not tell you, mate. I don't have a comfort zone.
Well, that's... I wouldn't necessarily say that's true, but that's fine.
No, that's true. Unfortunately, I have no place where I am comfortable. I hate everything. Well, that
I would
sounds
most likely
depressed.
call mine the fridge.
Okay, then that's your
comfort-
comfort zone. You're in your kitchen, by your
Yeah,
fridge.
I comfort eat quite a bit.
For my comfort zone, it would be a rainforest. It was like a camper that I was in before. Not a camper, but I was in a campsite and it felt calm. It felt like nothing was gonna reach and grab me. I was able to literally sleep outside too. Like in a tent. I felt comfortable. That would, if I would die, that would replay as a memory, but as a place I'm staying in now.
Hmm.
But you can see the theory and possibility of that
I
actually
can
happening.
see that as a possibility. Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure when you die, you
It's still
don't
a
feel like. I'm
Carry
pretty
on.
sure
Oh,
when
sorry,
you
you go.
die, your brain just basically releases tons of dopamine. So it's just like
Your body
it's
just
dying is a
laxes, you
sort
know.
of relaxing feeling.
Well,
Yeah, it just
your body
like
does
you're
just
not.
like, you know.
Yes, just
You
so you
don't
don't
really
go
feel
into
the
full
pain if you
panic
die.
mode when you're dying.
Yeah.
I know this because I cracked my head. I cracked my head.
Hmm.
Like
You
right
died for
open,
5
like an
minutes.
egg.
Hmm.
I mean, I know this, in fact, because I kind of went and smashed my forehead against a corner of a very sharp head, a very sharp edge, and it went through pretty far.
Fair enough.
So, I know this. Pain doesn't really feel after you do that. But, yeah, anyways, I gotta go. I'll
Yeah.
see you guys later. Sorry, I
You
couldn't say
skedaddle.
more.
Sayonara.
Yeah,
I'll end the video on
I
that
see
then.
it.
Sayonara. Ich liebe dich.